Hello and welcome to Katrinas Creations. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I want to thank you all for the birthday wishes. My birthday was on Thanksgiving. I am a turkey, yes. So I had a nice time. We went over to my daughter's house and all the kids were there, including her daughter that's married and her husband. And we brought mom with us, and yeah, we had a really nice time. And my daughter is a wonderful cook. She does not take after me in that area. She's excellent at cooking, and everything was really tasty. And we have some leftovers, so yeah, it's been good. So before I get started, I will show you what I am wearing. This is hairpin lace, and I did do a tutorial on how to do this. And this yarn is from Knit Picks. I forget the name of it. They sent it to me for free. I'll put the name down here. They sent it to me for free to test out. And so I made this neck cowl out of hairpin lace. And it is a cotton base. I do know that it is cotton. It's very comfortable. It's very soft. And it doesn't seem to be pilling up or anything like that. It seems to be very good. So I will put the name down below. So I'll show you real quick what I've been working on this week. I have no finished objects because my projects I'm working on are bigger projects at this point. So I am working on my cardigan. This is the February ladies cardigan. That's the front. These are the sleeves, and this is the section I'm working on because it's knitted top down, and that's where I was last week. So I've done about 2.5 inches. So it's a simple 4-row repeat for the lace work. So it's not like once you get it in your head, you don't have to really remember a whole lot, because the knitting or the lace pattern's only on row 1 and row 3, because row 2 and row 4 are purl, the back side of the stitches. So anyway, that's that one. And then my other is what the title of this video is about, Hexagon Havoc, because I figured it out. Okay, I need the 440 hexagons to cover my king-sized bed. I've done 2 more rows, so I now have a total of 6 rows. I've got probably about 15 or 16 inches, a long way to go, because the bed, it's king size, so it's roughly 7'3" or 7'6". I think it's 7'6" in length. I think that's standard length here in the US. The mattresses in length, even the twin size, I think are 7.5 feet. Yeah, so I've got a long ways to go. But here's where my dilemma is. I had about 180 squares done. This is what it looks like all the way across. So this is 20 hexagons to go across, and I have 6 rows. So I've done 2 rows since last week. So 6 times 20 is 120. I have roughly like 180 squares done. And I added up, I get out of a 5 gram, or it takes 5 grams to make each of these hexagons. Okay. I've got a yarn advent calendar coming up that I'm going to be using to make some of the hexagons, but it's only 25 skeins, and 25 times 5. No, let me think. Math is hard for me to think at this point. Each of the mini skeins are 20 gram skeins, which means I'm going to get roughly 4 hexagons out of each of the 25 mini skeins, which means I'm going to get about 100 squares total out of the advent calendar. And I have 180 here. That only takes me to 280 hexagons. That's a little short, almost by 200 hexagons. So yeah, I've been scrambling, looking around my house, looking for anything that I've got left over, a fingering weight that I can make something and do something with. So that's where my dilemma comes in, because I've got to find enough yarn. I did discover that this yarn right here, this is some I got from Temu, and I did a review of it because it was super cheap. It actually is very nice to work with as well. So I crocheted some of that up. It is slightly thicker than fingering weight. It's like a light DK based on the yardage. So when I look at it, it is slightly bigger than the other hexagons, but I can make it work. So I do have a bit of that I could pull from. I've looked at my Knit Picks palette yarn because all of this is actual wool. So I'm going to be scrounging through all of my stash looking for bits and pieces of fingering weight yarn that I can turn into more hexagons. So I'll be able to finish up my blanket, or it's going to be a very short blanket. They'll just be keeping our feet warm at the rate we're going. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's what I've been working on this week. What have you been working on? So we didn't have as many entries in show and tell this week because it's been a holiday weekend here in the US. It's been Thanksgiving. So if you would like to participate in show and tell, we would love to see what you're making. It doesn't need to be something you've just finished. It can be any project you've got in your house that you would like to share with us. You can send those submissions to my YouTube or to my Yahoo email, which is KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can post it over on my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits, and just tell me a little bit about what you're sending so that I can share it with you all when you look at it in show and tell. So thank you to those of you who do participate in show and tell. I really do appreciate it. Everybody enjoys that segment, and you all sending things in for people to see makes it worth watching. So thank you again for doing that. So I thought I would show you, because I said my birthday was this past week, so I have a couple of acquisitions, not yarn related, but the first thing is this pin that Dave got, and yes, it is a turkey, because we've always joked that I'm a turkey since my birthday's on Thanksgiving, or at least every few years it falls on Thanksgiving. So he got me this cute little jeweled turkey. I did wear it to Thanksgiving, actually was wearing this to Thanksgiving because this goes perfect with it. Then he gave me this pin here, which is a snowflake. And then he gave me another one, which is a poinsettia. There, you can see it without the reflection. So I kind of like pinning them on my cowls or my scarves that I wear around my neck because it helps hold them in place and it kind of accents it and yeah, keeps it from moving around. So I've gotten into wearing a lot of pins. So yeah, those are what I got from my husband over on my birthday. So I have some other acquisitions. If you missed out on some of the Black Friday sales, which I will be talking about in just a couple minutes, I actually caved and bought something because I'm going to make an Afghan, yet another one, but they're fun to make. So once that comes in, I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm making with it. it is a pattern that one of you actually made a while back, and I really admired it, so I saw this yarn and decided I was going to try to do that as well. So this starting Monday, we will be having Vlogmas. Yes, I will be doing Christmas vlogs on a daily basis all the way up through Christmas Eve. So, and it's not just one yarn advent calendar. We have this one, which it says 2024 because I'm cheap and I bought it after Christmas last year to use for this Christmas. So don't get impressed too awfully much by the merino sock and merino DK. It's acrylic. I did the flame test. If you missed that video and you want to see me catch myself basically on fire, you can check the video, yeah, right there. I'll take a link, I put a link up right over here if you want to watch that, where I tested this yarn when it first came in to see if it really was what it said it was. It's not. So anyway, but that's one of them. Then I went to Aldi, or Aldi, depends on how you pronounce it. Last year, one of the knitting programs that I watch, she had found a tea advent calendar at Aldi, and I thought, well, that could be fun. So I bought this, and it is 25 days. No, 24 days. It's 48 tea bags, and there's 2 in each day. And it says on the back, it lists what's in here, and I'm hoping that a lot of it, there is a bit of green tea in here. I'm a black tea drinker. I like rooibos tea, but I don't care for green tea. So any of the green tea is probably going to get passed to my daughter-in-law because she likes green tea. But we'll open this and we'll taste test some and see how it is. And then my third advent calendar is in here, and this particular, I don't want to look at what's in here because they don't seal shut. This was an advent calendar that was done by Yoka Shorman-Nagel. She also has a YouTube channel. She lives in Holland or in the Netherlands. I always get that mixed up. She lives in the Netherlands, and she and I exchanged yarn advent calendars a few years ago, and I keep reusing the little envelope pocket things because it's got lighthouses on it that are in the Netherlands. And yeah, it always is special to me because she made it and she put so much work in it. So every year I reuse it again. So that's going to be in this bin, and I will be opening that as well. Now the yarn that's in there is yarn that I purchased earlier this year when Knit Picks had a really good sale. It's Knit Picks Stroll, which is some kind of natural fibers. I forget which. It's a nylon and merino, I think. Anyway, each of the skeins are 20 gram skeins, which is why I knew how far I was going to get with my, I'm pointing over here, over there at my Hexagon blanket, because I know that each of those mini skeins that are in there are 20 grams each. But Knit Picks sells a bunch of little packs of 5 mini skeins to a set. They sell them in mini pack sets, and it's Stroll mini packs. And they had a really good sale. I got it for like half price, and I keep thinking it was like free shipping. It was a really, really good sale. So I stocked up and I put together my own yarn advent calendar, and I did it far enough ahead that I don't remember what I'm going to be seeing in those over there. So that will be starting Monday, and we have some little adventures along the way that Dave and I will be taking you on as well. So that's what's going to be going on from now on, starting Monday through Christmas Eve. So now it's time for, now it's still Black Friday sales because, you know, they extend it for the next week or so. You know, we have Cyber Monday on Monday. That noise is Dave walking past on the other side of the screen. But anyway, yeah. They extend Black Friday to Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Cyber Monday, and then they keep on going until they sell their stuff. But there's some good sales out there, so let me fill you in on what we've got. The first one is Knit Picks. Knit Picks has a 30% off site-wide sale going on right now. I'm not sure for how long. Might just be this weekend, but it is a Knit Picks 30% off site-wide. They have several different sales going. The other thing they have going on is if you spend $100, you can use the coupon code 11BFTreat $25, and you get a free mosaic interchangeable needle set. So I went online and I went over and looked at it a little bit to see what is this interchangeable needle set worth. They have several different ones of the mosaic. Some are bulky, some are the little short like sock knitting sets. Anyway, they range in price from $64.99 to $76.99. So basically, if you spend $100 and you put that coupon code in, you're going to get a interchangeable needle set worth anywhere from $64.99 to $76.99, depending on which one they send you. So it just says interchangeable needle set, which would lead me to believe it's the $76.99 one. So that could be a really good sale if you're going to spend $100, because you're going to get $76.99 back out of it, if you know what I mean. The links to all of these sales that I'm talking about are down below in the description box if you want to check them out. The next thing is Jimmy Bean's Wools. They are running, they carry a brand called Dream in Color yarn. This sale is 50% off of their Dream in Color yarn. It ends on Monday, but that's a pretty good sale over at Jimmy Bean's. Then we have Lion Brand. Lion Brand has several different things running right now. The sale ends on Tuesday the 2nd. They have their Santa sacks for $19.99. Kim and I have opened Santa sacks together before, but what a Santa sack is, if you're not aware, it's a great big red bag that they send you, like a big drawstring bag, and inside are 9 random skeins of yarn. Now they are paired in groups of 3, so it's not like you're going to get 9 entirely different skeins. You're going to get 3 of one type, 3 of another type, 3 of another type. So yeah, it pays off pretty good. You get 9 skeins of yarn for 20 bucks. So it's a good deal. So they have those while they last. Those are the Santa sacks. They also have yarn bundles, and those are 70% off right now. So I went over and looked at that as well to see what they were, and they were very reasonably priced. I think the one I looked at, it was like 6 or 7, it was 6 or 7, or was it 8 skeins of yarn for $28. So it broke down to a very reasonable price. And so in other words, it's like Afghan or sweater quantities of yarn. So that is again over at Lion Brand. And then they also have a thing called Build Your Own Bag. So I looked at that to see what that was. Build Your Own Bag, and I forget what the price was there. I'll stick the price down here, what the Build Your Own Bag was. As far, oh no, I know I don't have the price. The Build Your Own Bag, you choose their mystery skeins, and you choose how many skeins you want. There's a different price. You can buy it in 2 skeins, I think it's 2 skeins, 3 skeins, 4 skeins. You check however many skeins of yarn you want, and it's a mystery thing, so it's like a grab bag. You don't know what you're going to get. So I think it started at $11 for 2 skeins. I think that's what it started at. But yeah, so if you want to be surprised at a decent price, that is over at the Build Your Own Bag. And then lastly at Lion Brand, they are selling the Yummy Friend Kit, which is like a little amigurumi thing. It's a little kit for it. They are selling 3 for $30. So roughly they're $10 a piece if you buy them as a group of 3. So they have that over. All of those are at Lion Brand. So then we have Lovecrafts. Lovecrafts, they are still running their big November sale. It does end at the end of the month, so it will be ending on Sunday. And their big November sale is up to 50% off. And they keep adding yarns to that. So if you looked at it earlier, you might want to go back and check again, because there might be different yarns from the first time you looked at it. Then we have Premier Yarns. Premier Yarns has 20% off site-wide, and that ends on Tuesday. And then Mary Maxim is offering free shipping if you spend $49 or more. That ends also at the end of the month, so that will end on Sunday as well. And they have a lot of markdowns on their yarn, like site-wide. It's not like a set amount, but there's different yarns are marked down at different prices. So that is over at Mary Maxim, which is where I bought the yarn that I will show you when it comes in. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to see more of what's going on around my channel, you can click the links here and that will take you over to that and you can watch some more videos. So I will see you again starting on Monday. So you'll be sick of me by the end of the month, but here we go. It's Vlogmas. So thanks for watching. Bye everybody.